Welcome back to Raving and Reviewing. My name is R, and this is my co-host V.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Today we are back with episode 2 of Loki, the Variant. And things are getting interesting.
hmm
Things are getting confusing.
There's a lot of talking in this episode, especially trying to understand like the timeline and the timekeepers and all the
Yeah.
confusion. And I still don't understand any of it.
I think I'm starting to piece it together a bit.
All right. I just
First
kind
off,
of blank off anytime they're talking. I'm like, okay, I'm sure it'll be more important later. I'll just
no,
catch up when that happens.
I think this was a hard episode to watch if you're tired. And I was tired the first time,
Mm-hmm.
stopped it. I didn't watch this till like 2 days in.
Yeah, 3 for
Because I was
me.
like, I need to pay attention. I can't just like watch this like casually and play on my phone or something. Like
I
this
was
is
trying
a
to watch.
serious
I was
like
trying to watch when I
focus
was
video.
working out, and yeah, that didn't work.
No, this one you have to focus and
Yeah,
watch
yeah,
because there's
I
so
couldn't.
many little details that I think that people are tearing into. People are looking at everything, at every screen, every flyer they got. And I
But I
think
don't
that
want to
kind of ruins it
overanalyze it.
sometimes. Yeah, that ruins it sometimes. Like
Yeah.
I see people like looking at every single little like line of thing that they see in the background. They're like, where is this from? Who can this relate to? And it's like,
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like
just
we
enjoy
we
it a
did
bit.
that with the other shows, and it usually is just like a straightforward story. I don't want to
Yeah, it
overthink
kind
it.
of has been. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Agreed.
think this one. I think this one could go somewhere.
Yeah, this one's very interesting because even though it's doing quite a lot, like the story has this whole new thing that it's introduced, right? The time variance authority.
Hmm.
Um, but I think it has a key to being a really good standalone story, but also there's a lot of things that they could do that's gonna like branch off, and we know it's gonna branch off into other stuff in Marvel.
I mean,
So
you could say the same thing about WandaVision.
I guess so, but besides like Doctor Strange, I don't really see it going anywhere else. With Loki, I feel like, especially after this episode, I feel like they might like mess up everybody,
Well, I
right?
mean, yeah, I mean, it's relating to Doctor Strange and Ant-Man.
And Ant-Man, right? Okay. And other
Then
stuff too, I feel like,
maybe the
right? Because
Eternals. I think that's like the three.
that's quite a lot.
I mean, maybe Shang-Chi. Who knows? I don't know anything about Shang-Chi yet.
Could be. We only saw what, one trailer?
Yeah.
So yeah, we don't know.
No, but I'm liking it. I think this is going like quick to like reveal the big reveal at
Mm-hmm.
the end of like there is a
Mm-hmm.
female Loki or
Mm-hmm.
somebody else that has horns. That's a female.
I was so very disappointed when they like revealed who it was. And then literally the next instant they're like, yeah, the sacred timeline's blowing up. And I was like, okay, maybe there's something more going on. I was like, why did they already reveal like the main villain? The whole mystery was not knowing who it was. And like, the first episode, I'm like, it's gotta be Mobius. Like that guy seems too nice. And usually if they're too nice, they either die soon or they turn out evil.
Yeah,
But
so I mean, so
so
like to
okay.
me that it makes me think that they're not the bad guy
Yeah, I think Owen
and the
Wilson's gonna
timekeepers
die
are the
at the
bad
end of this.
guys.
Yeah, could be. Could be. That's a good theory.
Did I not mention that also?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I guess I'm just thinking that now. Timekeepers definitely bad guys.
Yeah. They seem a little omni like maybe they're not even real. Maybe they're like a myth and it's like that Renslayer lady. I don't know. Am I why are you smiling? Am I
I mean, you're getting somewhere.
that was a total guess.
No, it's not. I mean, they're real. I mean, at least one of them is real for sure.
Okay, all right. So some I'm just throwing out blanks here. All right.
No,
So, would you think of like the episode storyline? Like I was saying before, they talked a lot. Did that kind of get annoying for you? Like it didn't get annoying for me, but like I was saying before, at certain parts, I was getting kind of like it was hard to follow what they were saying.
hmm I
And
don't
I'm
think I was having a hard time following, but I think it was like you got to pay attention fully if you're gonna miss something. And it's
yeah,
definitely an episode that I had to watch twice to like fully understand what's going on.
Yeah, I haven't watched this twice. I've only watched it once, so I'm still very confused about like the time stuff that they were explaining. Like I got the key plot of the story, right? Like the key plot was Loki's looking through whatever information he's given. Mobius is asking him for help. He's a Loki expert that they kept saying throughout the episode. And then he finds out that this other Loki might be hiding before like any time period where there's an apocalypse because a time variant cannot be detected.
Yeah. Yeah. So we find that out. They go to Pompeii and test that out. And it's like, I guess, okay, we found anywhere that there is an apocalypse, this Loki could be hiding.
Yeah.
And they relayed that to last week's episode. He found this candy bar that was used to bribe somebody in the last bombing or kidnap or I mean, I don't know what the lady Loki was stealing all the reset charges
Right.
from all the different timelines. So she's done this like 40 times, it seems like.
Right.
And then she's disappearing, and then she was setting up this attack at the end of
Hey,
this
oh my god.
episode.
Did they use the candy bar to find out the 2050s where this Loki's hiding? Because I didn't
Yeah.
understand what. Okay, all right. I was so confused. I'm like, what did they do with the candy bar? And I guess
Yeah,
that
so
was
they
the
found
other
the candy bar
variation.
last episode, and then they were like, where does this candy bar exist in time? And then they found out that they're hiding. Doesn't make sense really because they could have had that
bar.
candy in the past.
That candy bar could have started at 2050 and kept going to like.
Well, no, it was only in production from those 4 years, like 2048 to 2052, and then they looked through apocalypses during that time.
And that one's the one that showed up. Okay.
Yeah. So I guess like they were like, oh, that's their hiding spot in this location. So then they were like, okay, let's check out this hurricane in Roxcart, which seems like a future Walmart made by Roxxon, which is like Iron Man's competiting company. It's just funny. I mean,
that was a good scene.
Yeah, it showed the destruction. Like it's something different we haven't seen. And I kept thinking, like last episode, you were like, "Is something unique, 70s vibe? We don't know what it looks like." You know what it reminds me of? The Joker.
Joker, like
Joker movie, especially like when he goes on set at the end. Yes.
Oh yeah,
the orange vibe.
Yes, that's the 50s then, right? Yeah.
That was 70s. I think it's 70s.
Was that 70s? Actually, yeah, you might be right. 70s.
Then also his hair, when he first gets his little jacket and he's sitting there, it looks like Joker when he's like depressed.
No,
when he's waiting for the thing with long hair. He has the Joker kind of hair.
Yeah, except then he puts on the jacket. He's like, "What do you think?" He's like very smart. It's kind of cute how he feels all accepted for that split second. Yeah. I like that scene where he's just like, "Thank you." That's a good one.
I mean, I think Loki. It's hard to say. I don't understand if he's playing along with the timekeepers or he's playing out with Lady Loki at the end.
Yeah, we don't know, right? Because he jumps through.
Because first he's like, "Oh, I want to be on your side. I won't betray you." Yeah. Then as soon as he finds out that that's the other person, like that gardener person that's like buying flowers, and he's like, "Oh, I would never do that. I'd probably be a person who wears a suit."
Right.
And it's like, okay, but that is the guy, or whoever the other variant. And he has zero. It doesn't seem like he has zero idea that was the guy, right?
No.
To me, it felt like Loki was surprised that person showed up. Right. But then he plays it off like he was setting it up that he knew that they were going to be here.
Yeah, well, that's just Loki being Loki, right? Like he doesn't want to accept the fact that he might have been wrong or he didn't really catch on as fast as
I guess he did find out the candy thing and figure
out something. No, it wasn't him.
Yeah.
It was Mobius. It wasn't Loki. Mobius is the one who was like,
Mobius had the candy, but the Loki found the
apocalypse stuff. Yeah. That's true. And he was very proud of that, right? He's like, oh, like, I found you. I found your hiding spot faster than you thought.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I also thought it was interesting. Like, what did the female Loki say? She's like, it's not about getting to the timekeepers, right? And then she kind of blows everything up. or it's not about taking control of the TVA, and then she just blows.
Yeah,
So like
but I do think it is.
you think it still is? You think she's BSing?
I think so. Because what else the purpose is there? Because Loki in the first episode, he's like, the Infinity Stones are garbage here. The
Yeah.
real power is controlling how time flows.
Mm-hmm.
And he wants a meeting with the timekeepers.
Right.
I think there's no higher power than that.
Well, she does mess up. Well, I guess I don't know if she does or doesn't, but she has attacked the sacred timeline, right?
Yeah, she's smart
So
enough to figure that out, how to
yeah,
do that.
yeah. So yeah, I don't see any other point of doing that other than getting the timekeeper's attention, unless
Mm-hmm.
there's something else
Yeah.
we don't know, which is very possible. Like maybe if she blows it up, she could create her own sacred timeline and then be the power holder of that. I don't know. That's the other theory that potentially if she
Yeah, maybe she's going to pick one of these 40 timelines where she wants to be the ruler of one of these.
right.
That's too small for Loki, or female Loki.
Yeah, that's true. No, I'm saying maybe she's creating her own sacred timeline that the
Oh, she wants
timekeepers
to make
can.
her own. Yeah,
Yeah,
could. Oh,
that the
yeah,
one
could be
she could
definitely.
control, not like then she'll be technically a timekeeper, right? And they would be powerless.
I would think that's what Loki was trying to do. The same thing. That's his
Right.
plan.
Right.
That was his goal. Like meet with them, try to sabotage them, and him having this kind of Minutemen army under him.
Right. Also, like Renslayer was in the episode, the first episode, very little, right? And
Yeah,
in this
yeah,
episode, I feel like her role slightly increased.
yeah.
I
She had
would,
a few scenes. She had several.
yeah,
Like she had like 4 or 5 appearances.
yeah.
Maybe like 3. I don't know.
You never saw A Wrinkle in Time, right?
No, I have not.
Okay, it's
Is
just
she in that?
she's in that. Yeah, it's just interesting that she's doing something else time related.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So she
with
seems to
Disney.
be. I don't know much about her, but she is someone important in the comics,
Yeah,
and everyone is saying like she's brought here in the TV for a reason.
yeah.
She's not here for just cause. It's like she plays an important role,
Mm-hmm.
not at the TVA, but as a person in general of who she's attached to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. She's not interesting enough for me right now to really care about, but I could see her role growing. In this, she was more just like a captain of like if you see any
Mm-hmm.
of those cop shows, she's kind of like the captain that's laying down the rules and kind of
Yeah.
putting
Mm-hmm.
constraints in. Also, interesting conversation between Mobius and Loki. They talked a lot this episode, but I just thought it was interesting that Mobius was like, my whole purpose and the reason why I'm here is basically to follow the timekeeper's plan.
Mm-hmm.
And when the world ends, I'll be there. You know,
Yeah.
in the
Mm-hmm.
quietness of the chaos or whatever. However, he said that. Um, so you just thought like it's interesting because then they asked Loki his purpose.
Mm-hmm.
That was an interesting conversation.
No, I did like that a lot. I even mentioned it to you
Very
like the day I saw it.
philosophical.
Because he asks, he's like, "Why do you believe in the timekeepers?"
Mm-hmm.
And like he's reverse asking him, "Why do you believe in Asgard?"
Right.
Or why do you believe in your father, a real father, Lofty?
Right. Why is Asgard real and TVA to you is not, right? It was kind of like because Mobius accepted the fact that I'm here for this small purpose, but Loki can't accept that his only place was to, I guess, in the first episode, to make the Avengers better.
Yeah, no, I think it's like, I guess for most people, I mean, they'd like to argue which religion is right,
Yeah.
and it's like, no, you just follow your own,
right. It's
and
the one you're
you
born
don't.
into.
Yeah, it's the one you're born into, or the one you learn to accept,
Right.
and you're not really. I mean, back hundreds of years ago, maybe you try to force someone to be someone else's, but
No one does that
now
anymore. That ain't cool no
it's
more.
yeah, it's you follow whatever you please.
Right.
And I think that's the same thing here. Mobius is like, just I'm gonna do this, and I want to go jet skiing one day. So at the end of
Yeah.
the season, episode 6, we're gonna see some jet skiing.
Yes. Or he's going to
Right.
die and his funeral is going to be in a jet ski or something like that. I don't think he's making it at the end of the show.
No, you don't think so?
I'm calling it. That's my theory. Mobius ain't making it.
Okay, yeah, like he's
You could
nice,
get
so
behind that.
maybe he
He's
won't.
too nice. They
Owen
want to hit
Wilson,
you with
will he?
something
I don't
sad.
think I saw some press news stuff, and it was like he's never seen any MCU movies, so I feel
They're
likely
definitely killing
it's a
him
one
all.
and done.
Yeah. They're giving him a
He's
big
like, I'm
paycheck
not
and be
interested
like,
in
"You're
this.
done." Yeah. It was funny. I
No.
was talking to my cousin who, like, when we were young, we used to watch all the romantic comedy that Owen Wilson did.
Mm-hmm.
And my cousin did not recognize him. She's like, "Oh my God, that's Owen Wilson."
Yeah,
And
he
then she
does look
goes,
different here. Yeah.
and she looks, she's like, "Oh, the nose. Yes, it is." Like, yes, it is.
Yeah, his hair is gray and it's
Mm-hmm.
like shorter than normal. He has, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, he looks very different.
But before we were talking about Renslayer,
Mm-hmm.
so she mentions to Mobius, I think twice in this episode, my other agent, or he jokes back. He's like, "Oh, maybe your other agent
It's
knows what's
yeah,
going on,"
yeah.
and like he has a little cup and he's like putting it down on her thing, and I don't know if they mention it or like he's like, "Oh, maybe your other person made these ring
The
stains here."
Thanos.
It could have been Thanos. I don't know. Who else is working for her?
Pillboy. I mean, no, Pillboy. What was it? That weird accountant guy. I forget his name.
No,
Carl.
Casey.
Casey. Who else? I don't know who else worked for her.
No, I mean,
Loki.
I think that's gonna be
Another
like
big.
it's gonna be a somebody that's big.
Oh, okay. I don't know. We were
Or
making a big deal of the rabbit in WandaVision, and that ended up being nothing.
yeah, it
Maybe it's
was
just a
nothing.
joke.
It could be a joke, or it could be another Mobius.
Oh, you think there's a
I think there's
variant?
multiple Mobiuses.
That'd be interesting. I
Like,
like that
yeah, a
theory.
variant of Mobius.
Yeah, who might not be as straightforward as this Mobius.
A future Mobius that knows more.
I like that. But there's no future in the TVA.
Well, that's the other
There's no
thing.
past.
Where there's still no explanation of who these Minutemen are, and where do they come from. And I
Yeah.
gotta feel like my theory is these are people that were reset or have nowhere to be reset back to. Like they're a glitch out of the timeline, and they have nowhere to go, so they're just gonna work for the TVA now.
Hmm. But who reset them, and why were they reset, or is it like different instances of reset?
I mean, I guess maybe it started with the TVA did it for the first group, and then the
Yeah,
future just
kept doing it.
whatever kept doing it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I could see that. I don't know. It's very confusing. I'm hoping they explain it in a way that I think they should keep it very simple. Like, don't. I feel like this episode they try to explain it way too much with the salad and the water and the. I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
I'm getting so confused. I'm just laughing at the joke now. Yeah,
I
you
just
got
laughed that
me.
he took the stuff from
Yeah,
Casey's, like his juice and stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
that's
I just laughed at him ruining his lunch. I'm like, oh my God, you are like a timekeeper, like a time authority person of the universe, and you're having that sad little salad that they give you in the beginning of like a Japanese restaurant, or you know how they give you the
yeah,
salad when
yeah.
you go to the what is the place called? Benihana?
It's possible. Yeah.
I was just like, what is he eating this sad little salad for? I feel bad for him. They always have that one soda can in all the two episodes that we've seen. I wonder what that is. It's
They were
that
the same. I
orange.
thought they were different.
It looked the same, I thought.
It could be the same. I don't recall. There was an Easter egg that someone screen captured of when Loki is he's supposed to be studying or
Mm-hmm.
learning
Mm-hmm.
um I guess the time TVA laws or stuff.
Oh yeah. You
And
learn.
the screen was the question was if Thanos has two apples or five apples or something, and he eats two apples, then he time travels back in time and takes away those two apples, what will happen? And then it was like question like ABC, what would be the right thing? And like Loki was supposed to fill out which is the right one.
Really?
And then like later on, I guess he's trying to explain something to Mobius. I keep saying that wrong. Um, what's it called? Like which like he tries to explain to him how time works, and then Loki he's like, "Didn't you pay attention to your notes?" Because he explains it the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny they just use Thanos as like a example question. It's
I
like,
know he's f stuff up in the universe. Clearly, that he's like like you know how when you were in, like school they would have business
mm-hmm,
cases. Thanos is like a timeline case.
yeah,
They're
he's
studying.
the Johnny Appleseed has examples. They
Yeah,
use
yeah,
Thanos instead.
yeah. I know. And I think they're gonna use the fact that Loki kind of like they did that a lot where they like just kind of gave us a snippet of the information before they were doing something.
Mm-hmm.
So like there's a scene I think at the beginning where Mobius is asking Loki something and Loki answers it back. And it's just like, did you even or answers it back, but it's not answered correctly or something. He's like, did you even read it? And he's like, I read some of it. So I think
Well,
we're gonna
that's the thing about the question that
yeah.
he's answering. The answer was the one that Mobius was like, "Didn't you read it?" Because
Mm-hmm.
he's explaining him the wrong answer.
Yeah. He's like, did you even read any of the training material? I think so they're going to use the fact that Loki didn't really understand or doesn't really understand the purpose of the TVA to
Well, now
kind of
he's
explain.
understanding. He's understanding
Now he's
something.
in, yeah, but I think they're going to like kind of slow, and I hope they do it at a good pace and they're kind of slowly explaining it to the audience, right? That
Mm-hmm.
before they do something, they give you a snippet of how this relates to the TVA and the laws within the TVA. So I did like that. Like I wasn't super confused when like there was some kind of reaction or action happening in the show. It's
Mm-hmm.
just when they were sitting and talking and doing all this crazy explanation, I was just like, you've lost me. But then in the end, like this was like when he was explaining the apocalypse theory, right? I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
so confused. What is going on? And then they did the salad joke, and then he like said, okay, he's just hiding in the
Yeah. Yeah.
apocalypse. I was like, okay, I could get behind that. Nice and simple.
So like you hate when I compare to DC, but um, last what's it called? Falcon Winter Soldier. I compared to Arrow. This I'll compare to
Mm-hmm.
Flash.
Mm-hmm.
They always had
Mm-hmm.
the scenes where they had to explain what Flash is traveling back in time and this and that. And they
Yeah.
always had Cisco come in and be like, Joe West is like, I don't know what this means. I'm just a dumb cop. And then Cisco has to explain to him in dumb terms.
Yeah.
And
Like
they
explain
don't
to
really
us.
have and yeah, they have like the super basic like explanation with like a pop culture reference in Flash. They did
Right.
it like every few episodes. And it's like they don't have that here.
No,
Other than like I like the cartoon thing. I think that was like a very
that was good.
streamlined
Mm-hmm.
explanation. But now if
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna like go change stuff and messing with stuff and breaking stuff,
Yeah, so complicated.
it will get complicated. And you're dealing with time. Like it's
That
never
is
gonna be
always a
right. No,
mess. Yeah.
someone's not gonna be happy always with their explanation of time travel. It's like it's make it up as you go.
Yeah, you're just gonna have to forego some of it and just be like, all right, this is not actual science class. Relax. Not everything has to perfectly make sense. You just kind of have to get over it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the problem when you keep increasing and making so many different things around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Things do
Yeah.
get a bit complicated. And then, yeah, sometimes it might get too complicated where they're going to lose some people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but as long as it's entertaining, I think we'll be on board.
No, yeah, I'm definitely entertained with this.
Yeah.
So Miss Minute is the little mascot thingy from the little cartoon.
Mm-hmm, the clock.
The clock, yeah, she's
Mm-hmm.
brought back a few times.
Mm-hmm.
And the internet is theorizing she's the villain some reason.
I don't know. I don't think she's that
She's
important.
controlling more of like a bigger deal than the time thieves,
Yeah.
timekeepers.
Yeah. Nope.
And like they're saying that just because she's voiced by Tara Strong, which is
Mm-hmm.
like a major voice actor for like millions of cartoons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Timmy Turner. I knew her that
And
she
Harley
was
Quinn,
Timmy
yeah.
and Harley Quinn. You mentioned that.
It's
Yeah.
like her most famous role, I think.
Timmy
It's like
Turner is her most famous role. What?
I don't think so.
That's a crime. Ask any 10-year-old from like
I
20
don't think
years
they know
ago.
her name.
Ask any 10-year-old
They
if
know who Timmy Turner is. They
Timmy
don't know
Turner
her
is
name.
important. Yeah, exactly. Um,
No, but
I
I
think
think it's dumb. I think
I
it's
don't
just
think
like it's
so.
a fun little character we have
Yeah,
just to have a fun character.
yeah. I think she's just like she's a voice actress, so maybe they just put her in there as a nod that
Mm-hmm.
people are gonna recognize her voice. I don't think it's anything else.
Yeah. Then Lady Loki at the end.
Mm-hmm. Like
You
I
didn't
said,
like that. You
I
didn't
didn't
like
like it.
that,
Mm-mm.
but there was a little paper when Loki's looking through the events. He
Mm-hmm.
sees the name Sylvie Lofty Dottier.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to pronounce that last name because it's like Loki's last name, but with extra Dottier. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Yeah, I don't know what that is
But
either.
Sylvie is the Enchantress,
Okay.
which is another like Asgardian. Well, not Asgardian, but it's another frost giant, I guess,
Okay.
like Loki.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess, or maybe she's Asgardian. Who knows? There's many, I guess, origins and Lady Loki. There's many theories of what she could be. One
Okay.
is after Ragnarok, Loki dies, his soul is imported into another being, and that would be Lady Loki, I guess.
He's good in Ragnarok. Why would he
Well, not
become
in this Ragnarok, but like the
in a
Ragnarok of
different
like in
what
the
branched?
well, not like the original Ragnarok story.
Mm. Okay.
It would be Loki would die, and then his soul is passed on to another being, which would be a female Loki.
Mm.
Then Sylvie is just a different character completely. That's just like another witch kind of character.
Okay. She's not that interesting to me. That's
No.
sad to say. I don't think. Oh, also, because the reveal was so quick,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're trying to build intrigue around her.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. No,
She's not going to be the main villain.
I don't think so. No, it was just too quick. I think if anything, she's not going to be evil.
You think this is more like this is disappointing, or the Agatha?
Agatha was not disappointed. It was just like, oh, okay. Like we kind of saw that coming. We thought that there was going to be more. That's why I think we were more disappointed towards the end. But then we're
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, whatever. She was just a generic villain. With this, I'm just like, because they revealed it so early. I think there's more to this, and I don't think she's evil just because it was
Well,
such
they didn't
early.
tell you her backstory yet.
They didn't. You're right. You're right. But like now the mystery is over. With Agatha, there was a little bit of a build up, right?
Well, you don't
Like,
know why she's here, what caused her to be here.
no, but that's just not that interesting to me. It's really not.
Well, I mean, yeah, they when they had like the little meeting before they went off, they're like, here are examples of Loki variants, like the blue Loki or the like
Right.
buff Loki and the half animal one.
It's almost like, it's just another Loki. This one just happens to be a girl. Right.
Yeah.
So it was just like, okay. Like I thought that they were gonna follow through with that and then have someone else be the villain. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
think that, and I still think that just because the reveal was so early.
This doesn't make you excited like Spider Verse. It's not like a let's see how many different Lokis there are.
Um, yeah, if they introduce more, like if they keep going, that would be interesting. Maybe this was only one of the, but such a big thing
I
happened
don't
at
think
the
there
end of
will
this
be
episode.
like.
Yeah, that's
I think
why.
they'll just this be that one because they showed a little like montage of the other ones.
Right. It was just kind of like haha funny, but because there was such a big event that happened at the end of this episode, I think there's more to this than just oh female Loki bad.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it's they're trying to attack the timeline to
Yeah.
benefit somebody. Is she
Yeah.
working for somebody? Who's she working for?
Exactly. I don't think that she is the main person that I care about in this.
Okay.
Yeah, that's at least my theory anyway. I'm not particularly that interested. If she's the bad guy, then it'll just be a Agatha situation where it's just like, okay, we already know who the bad guy is. This is going to be an A to B story, straightforward. And I'm not mad at that just because.
And what if she became the main Loki? Because it's like she's the superior and he's the lesser, supposedly.
No,
You
I
don't see
don't
that
think they
happen?
would do. They won't do that to the fandom. People like Tom Hiddleston. I
Oh yeah,
don't
that's
think
why
they
he got
would
this
do it.
show.
Right. I don't think they would do that because they know. Not that it'd piss people off. I'm. I haven't seen much of this lady. She said two things so far.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, it wasn't that impressive so far, but I can't judge her because I haven't seen her in anything.
Yeah.
So
I
I
mean, I
just
don't know her
won't
as an
know.
actor
Maybe
either. I don't
she's,
know anything
yeah.
about
I
her.
have no clue who the actress is either. I looked her up. I was like, she kind of looks familiar, but she also looks very generic. So maybe that's what they were going for. Like she looks like someone who would be in Doctor Who. Not even lying.
Yeah,
Sophia
I could.
Di Martino.
She is
Yeah,
British.
She's British, right? Okay.
She does a lot of British acting.
Oh, I should know her.
Well, I mean, okay, so she bombs, I guess, these 42 or
Oh yeah,
so
we have to.
something.
There's a one big thing that I guess is
So
taking
people
over
have
the
compiled,
internet.
yeah, people have compiled all the little like locations. There's like, I guess, on one of those screens that monitors the timeline, there's like a flash of like all the different places that were bombed or where splits may occur.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd say we should go through maybe like the top tier ones because there's a
Yeah.
bunch of like random Earth locations that like other than New
Yeah.
York, it's like we don't really care, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. There's
Like,
like Tokyo and
I mean, Tokyo
some
could be
random
cool.
one.
I mean,
Yeah. China. I guess, but we haven't really seen much of China and like the
I
Marvel
could
universe.
England.
Korea's not on here, shockingly, because they had like a whole big movie in Korea. But okay.
And Vietnam.
Vietnam. Yeah. I don't know. The date in New York is interesting, 1947. Something with Captain America, not too sure. Could be. Maybe it's not that important. Who knows? We'll find out.
Yeah,
I don't
unless
think
Captain
they're
America,
gonna.
we're gonna see him in this movie, or we're gonna see Peggy being arrested or something for
Yeah.
doing some time
Which is
manipulation.
very unlikely to me.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
now going down that path.
like. I feel like any of these America locations don't seem
That
that likely to
important.
appear,
Yeah.
but the space ones or other like
See, Titan.
there was
You see,
Titan, Ego,
Ego's a big one.
Sarkar,
Sakar, yeah.
Sar,
Mm-hmm.
Asgard. Asgard's a
Asgard,
big
Argo,
one,
of course. Loki,
and
Asgard
then
makes sense.
Boromir, which
Yep.
everyone was thinking in the trailers, like, what is that? Where is he sitting? And is that Black Widow who's sitting with?
That'd be interesting. You think she'd
Or
guest star? She does
I
have
mean,
the
she's
movie
got a
coming
movie
out.
coming out in two
Yeah.
weeks, 3 weeks.
She's like, I'm gonna promote it.
It's, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's the time says like April 23rd, 2023.
Right.
And it's like, when did that happen in the timeline? I'm foggy on when Endgame happened. I think that's probably when she dies.
Yeah, that sounds
Maybe she
about
can,
right,
maybe she
right?
saves her. Maybe this bomb saves her. Kind of ruins the end of
Was
Endgame, but
Endgame three years ago now?
2
No,
years
right?
ago.
Two
It's two
years ago.
years ago.
2 years ago. Okay.
Well, set in the future, I guess.
Yeah, okay. Because I was trying to do the mental math 5 year blip and no. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Then Niflheim is another realm
What's her
where
name? Helga? No, Helena.
Hela is Thor's sister, is banished to. She kills all the Valkyries.
Mm-hmm.
That could be something. Nowhere is the place where Guardians
Remember that.
happens.
Remember than Guardians.
Thanos destroys it. These all places are places we could visit in the next few episodes.
Yeah, or throughout the next phase of Marvel. I feel like this will trickle
I think this is places
down
we've
into
just been to.
Yeah, we were talking about all these different things that Loki could affect. Guardians is definitely one of them.
Yeah, Guardians 4.
Yeah, because
Thor
all of
4
this is in space.
is a collabo movie with the Guardians, and then Guardians 3 is even after that. So, yeah, maybe Loki directly influences both of those movies.
I think it can influence a lot of stuff. They better be careful with this. They really, really better not do what they did with X-Men with the time travel nonsense.
Well, I think their carefulness is, will people watch Loki enough to like be relevant in the movies without having to do a big explanation of like, remember all this stuff that happened in this 6-hour show?
Yeah. Well, they have 4 more episodes left, Loki?
Yeah, 4 more episodes.
Yeah. 4 more hours, actually, because this is actually going not full hours, but it's
about
pretty
55
good.
minutes.
Yeah, it's the longest out of all the ones we've seen so far.
Yeah.
Consistently longest.
So I think there's like a lot of places we can go from here. A lot of past stuff, a lot of future stuff, and stuff there's Hala, which is a Kree planet, and I think that's like the 54 CE. So that's like the earliest timeline that's ever been. So that's like early Captain Marvel, and we're getting a Marvel's movie next year, which is the combination of all 3 Captain Marvels, I guess.
Right.
So they can really affect everybody.
It'll be interesting to see, honestly. It'll be very interesting to see. I think they have to be very careful with time stuff, but at this point they've already started, so we're just gonna have to see how they end this thing.
I mean, they haven't disappointed. I mean, they have
So
disappointed a little bit here and
a
there,
little bit.
but I think they can. I don't think they'll do anything other than like directly influence Doctor Strange.
And Spider-Man too, right? Because like they're
Spider-Man
having,
comes first. Yeah.
yeah. I don't know, because they're opening the multiverse in Spider-Man too, and I'm sure this is kind of affecting it. That'd be crazy to see.
Yeah, I think this comes out. This will continue to come out. Black Widow will happen. I think Black Widow is a zero consequence movie.
Yeah, yeah,
Other than
I
Black
think
Widow
so.
maybe coming back
Possibly.
or her sister dying instead. That's
Yeah.
that's like the big two things that could happen.
Hmm.
Reviews are very positive.
Okay, I'm excited. I mean, listen, it's the
And
first movie I'm
action, they're
seeing in a
saying
while, so.
compare action is comparable to Winter Soldier.
Oh wow, okay, that's
So
high
there's a high
compliment.
praise
Yeah,
from tweets. I guess you can only tweet about it if you've seen it. So
yeah. All right. I'm excited for Black Widow. I guess after we have what, 3 more
3 weeks.
weeks of that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So and then 3 more weeks of Loki too. So as soon as Loki's done, Black Widow comes out.
Yeah. So that's actually pretty good timing.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where Loki goes.
Yep, me too. Me too. I didn't have much else to say. I'm shocked I talked as much as I did because I was like, oh, this was the stuff I didn't understand. I'm just not going to talk about. But the stuff I understood was pretty straightforward. So I'm shocked we talked as long as we did on this.
Of
I'm
all
ex-
these places, what would be your favorite to go see? Or would
mm,
you want to see?
favorite to go see.
I mean, like them to go do an episode with.
We've seen a lot of ego Asgards. I don't want to go back to anything we've seen in the Marvel universe. We've also seen nowhere we didn't see much of, right? He just kind of gets destroyed in Guardians. They don't really.
Well, they go to visit the planet, and then like Rocket and them are all getting drunk and gambling,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
then Ronan,
That's
I
right.
guess, comes and kicks
Right.
Drax's ass. I
Yeah.
watched it
So
yesterday.
we've seen that too. Um. All right. Keep scrolling through the list. Sakar we saw a lot of too, and Ragnarok.
Warmer, we're definitely seeing.
You think so?
It's in the trailer. Like at
Yeah.
least something with this
It
purpley
just
glow.
looks like a dark abyss. Like I don't really
Looks
care.
cool. It looks cool. You don't
It does
care?
look cool, but there's not much there.
Well,
All
we
we've
don't know
seen is a
about it.
stone. Oh, that's true. It looks kind of empty and abandoned. Asgard definitely is empty and abandoned now.
Was Asgard 2004?
Oh, that's true.
We
Maybe
will
something
we
else.
see someone from Thor come
Yes, for
back?
sure. It's
We see
Loki.
Thor.
We gotta
I'd
right.
say we see Odin or the mom
Somebody
Frigga.
from
One
yeah
of his friends, Thor's friends, all die in the last movie. I think
yeah.
maybe one of those guys.
All right, keep scrolling. Sakar. Seen Ego. Saw a lot of that.
Titan.
Titan. That'd be kind of cool. Even though we
Well,
have seen quite a bit of Titan too, right? In the flashbacks.
yeah, we saw Titan
Yeah.
what it was like before. Um, we could see Titan when Thanos, I guess, takes over, or I don't know, helps it. Does he help ever? Or just lets die and leaves?
I think he just lets him die.
I mean, Thanos is an Eternal. He's definitely going to show up in the Eternals movie this year.
This guy, he's gotta go now. They need a new villain. I'm over this purple monster.
Well, that's what they're teasing this as timekeepers of the new villains.
Oh, it looked kind of interesting and kind of reminded me of like that Ryan Gosling movie we saw with
Blade Runner.
yeah.
No, I think the what's it called? I guess Sarkar is more Blade Runner without the
Yeah.
orangeness.
Weren't they creating some type of bodies or something in that movie too? I don't know. I don't remember much of it, but that
They had
scene
like the
kind
giant
of,
holograms and stuff.
yeah, that kind of reminded me of Hala.
Yeah, I can see that. Xandar,
Xandar, it seems kind of like
Future City.
Tomorrowland
Yeah.
ish. And
Jotunheim, Frost
I,
Giants.
we don't see much of that, do we?
Just Thor 1.
Yeah, I didn't see that, so I haven't seen much of
I
that.
mean, I could see maybe we go there because we're gonna see
It is
this Lady
Loki, right?
Loki.
Yeah.
Lady Loki is there. One of the other theories I saw was Lady Loki would be like the alternate if instead of Loki was a guy, it was a girl the whole time. And what
Mm-mm-mm.
would be the story of if Lady Loki grew up with
Existed
Thor
instead.
instead? Yeah,
Yeah, interesting. That would be actually quite an interesting story. Sexism will definitely be a big role in that story.
yeah.
Um,
Tokyo, Japan would be interesting to see
I was
Hawkeye.
like, yeah, if I could pick a location on Earth, I'd pick Tokyo, Japan.
Yeah, I think yeah, I mean, if we could see that Hawkeye storyline. I mean, we
Yeah,
Hawkeye's getting his show at the end of the
you should
year.
have an anime. Oh, that'd be awesome in Tokyo. Let's see
I
that.
mean, yeah, like they have hundreds of those.
Just pick one of the animes
Yeah,
and pretend it's Hawkeye.
yeah.
I don't know. I guess it's gonna
You're
be the
saying none.
last
I
one.
think you're saying none.
I really, it's just gonna be CGI at the end of the day.
Yeah,
So yeah, I guess none.
none. You're not excited to see any of these. Just show me more TVA.
I do like the TVA locations. I've already seen a lot of these. Um, I guess the last one, just because that's Loki's place, right? So it'd be interesting to see
Jotunheim.
Jotunheim. Yeah, I'll pick
Okay,
that one.
pick that one.
Yeah,
I say
that'd be
Vormir's my favorite
Warmere. Yeah, I guess
because
because we
we
haven't
barely
seen
got to
much
see
of
it.
it. Yeah, it's just
Yeah, we got
them
to see
like
Red
jumping
Skull.
off.
Yeah, Red Skull.
Yeah.
And Red Skull's been there for about 50 years. Maybe we'll see him again. They
It's not that
recasted him.
long.
They
50 years,
recasted him for Endgame, so
Yeah,
or
yeah. I
Infinity War,
remember that.
so they can get him easily, I guess.
Yeah. What are your theories going forward now? Like I already talked about me with Loki not being the female Loki not being the bad guy and there being an overarching.
Oh, I mean, I think overall, like this Renoa Renslayer
Mm-hmm.
has a very deep connection with the Timekeepers.
Mm-hmm.
And now that she's off duty, like the timeline's broken, like the Timekeeper's gonna come get involved, like real quick, real
Oh
soon,
yeah.
or she's gonna get hurt or killed or something, and the one main timekeeper is gonna come after whoever's hurt them, like with them.
Okay. I can see that happening.
Because the rumor is the main timekeeper that like she always stands by the statue in the middle,
Okay.
and they just casted an actor Jonathan something
To play
to
a timekeeper.
play. Well, not time. He's playing Kang the Conqueror, which is like the next biggest Avengers villain.
Oh.
Yeah,
Really?
after Thanos. Yeah, he's like a big Fantastic Four slash Avengers villain, and he's supposed to appear in Quantum Mania as like the main
Oh.
villain or
And
teased villain,
and
Ant
you're
Man.
thinking he's one of the timekeepers?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Gotta
He
look
looks
this
he
guy up.
looks exactly the same as the Timekeeper's pictures, and the
Oh,
face that statue looks like his face almost,
all
like the
right.
actor's face.
All right, so I this is solidifying Loki and female Loki not being a bad because Loki was supposed to be the bad guy, and then he ended up charming the pants out of everybody, and now he's no longer really not quite the bad guy. So maybe the same thing could happen with this Loki.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna attack Renslayer, and Kang the Conqueror is gonna be very pissed.
There you go. I could get behind that theory.
And it's like Kang the Conqueror will be out of the Timekeepers, and he'll be back on
Yeah.
real world.
I think we're both saying kind of the same thing, except mine's like not researched at all, and yours is quite researched with like your knowledge of comic books. Your science, I am religion. That's kind of how I'm looking at this.
Okay, yeah, we'll get to the same place usually.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. Let's see. I'm excited as usual. Gonna try to
Well, you
watch it
weren't
this
that
Wednesday.
excited. Didn't seem like you're that excited this episode.
It was so confusing, but then I was happy at the end when I'm just like, all right, just now they're blowing crap up. It's a little bit, but like I said, like when they reveal Loki, I'm like, okay, and then they're like, okay, everything is blowing up. I was like, okay, this she's definitely not evil. So that kind of got me excited. I was like, I don't think she's it.
Well, no, I mean, I don't think she's the bad guy, but
Yeah,
who is the bad guy? It's
yeah, that's the mystery's still there. So
well,
I
it's the
think,
same. They've been doing this now for 2 shows. It's
yeah,
the first one is Wanda the bad guy, maybe kind of,
not
and
really, but
Falcon
she's
Winter
the bad
Soldier is the whatever the new Captain America. Is he the bad guy? And
dark
it's like
cap. Yeah,
not
no,
really. Then are the Flag Smashers bad guys? They're like no, not
no.
really.
Who's the
And
bad
it's
guy?
like
It's
I mean, I feel
racism.
like all these shows are like nothing is black and white. It's like everything's in the gray. And I
Yeah,
think they're doing that on purpose because they know like people like these villains,
I think
and
so
maybe we
too.
want the villains to have like a long-term story. I mean,
I think so.
that was the whole episode one. Loki has
Who liked Dark Cap though? Nobody, from what I
no
remember.
one like Dark Cat, but
Yeah,
he will be back one day.
yeah. People like the actor though. I heard
He's in something I saw recently. Can't remember now, but it's
Ego's
another
son.
like
Really?
yes, he is Ego's son.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see. I
No, I
don't
think
know.
he'll definitely be back in some kind of TV show next year.
Yeah.
Maybe Captain America 4.
Oh,
That's
yeah, because
happening.
they're doing Falcon, or Falcon's going to be
Mm-hmm.
Captain America. Yeah, yeah. We'll see.
No, I think this is gonna be exciting. I'm excited to see Kang the Conqueror.
Maybe. Don't get too excited. You don't know.
I mean, they already confirmed Mephisto's not in this, so it means he's in this. So.
All right, so we're excited to see King the Conqueror.
There's like some people doing interviews with the director and writer,
Uh-huh.
and he's also the same writer that's doing Multiverse of Madness.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked him, it's like, so did you plan out the stories so like they'll add up nicely? He's like, we'll see what happens. So
They're not going to confirm anything.
no, I mean they know. I mean Kevin Feige knows like
Yeah,
they're
they've
setting
planned
everything up.
this out. Yeah, they've planned all of this out. But they're only human, so there might be some slip ups, and I'm sure Twitter will.
They'll change stuff on the fly.
Yeah, Twitter will have a field day when something doesn't add up. That's usually how it goes.
I don't want to extend this more, but I did watch Elizabeth Olsen on Hot Ones
Oh
this week.
yeah, I
She
gotta watch
killed it.
that.
Honestly, she actually did really well.
I'm so happy. That's so awesome.
And one of the questions she was asking about, like, how does it feel filming this versus the movie?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, it's weird because we got the same amount of time as a movie,
Yeah.
but we're filming 6 episodes with like different people and different like people with
Locations.
different like it's different scripts each time. And she's like, someone may have a different idea last minute, and I memorized my lines already, and we're changing plot lines here and there.
In the show or movie?
In the show.
Oh,
So it's just like things have changed over time. Like same day
right.
morning, like we've changed plot line, like small things,
Oh god,
like
that's
where things
crazy.
didn't work out. And I was like, I guess that happens.
Oh, you're gonna hate hearing this, but Indian soap operas work this way.
Oh, I know that.
They
I
have
mean,
scripts the day of, and then
they film 300 episodes a year, so
yeah,
it makes sense.
Yeah. Oh god, I don't like that.
So I'm like, they may like come up with the idea last minute and just change something and then these come out like 6 months later. So
maybe not everything is planned. All right, well, this is gonna blow up soon. I don't think they're doing that with Loki though. I don't think so.
No, I think they definitely had a main goal. This is where we have to end, where we can lead on to the next thing.
Yes, yes.
They have a general idea. I think they can play with the middle a bit.
Yeah, you're right. They can play with certain little details for sure. All right, we gotta stop yapping.
Okay.
All right. Excited for next week as usual, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
Will do. Like, subscribe, share.
Thanks, guys.